Good day. Today I want us to do the retained income note for the year that is ending on 28 February 2023. So let's go to the transactions. So we're just going to go to the transactions. Let's start talking about the ordinary share. Let's start talking about the retained income note. So if you can remember, in the retained income note, we include the net profit after tax. So meaning that you have to go and record it under the retained income note. So it is already recorded, and the retained, and the final dividends, they are recorded, right? So let's continue. So this means that what is left here is a buyback of shares, buyback, and then also the interim. So and then we have to calculate the balance at the end and the balance at the beginning of the year. So let's go back. So this is the information from the income statement. And then we're given the income tax. So let's go to information C and see what we are given. Retained income. Are we given the retained income? The balance at the beginning of the financial year for the retained income. Okay. So if you can check, we are given the ordinary shareholders' equity, the balance at the beginning of the year, because you can see this one directing 2023, meaning that these are the balances at the end of the financial year. So the ordinary share capital at the beginning of the year, it is 9,520,000, and then the ordinary shareholders' equity. So it is 9,814,000. So remember, the ordinary shareholders' equity, it is including the ordinary share capital and the retained income. Meaning that if we want to find the retained income at the beginning, we just take this amount, then we subtract this one. So 9,814,000, 9,814,000 minus, we want to find the balance at the beginning of the year, minus 9,520,000, 9,520,000. Okay, so 9,814,000 minus 9,520,000, that is going to be 294,000. This is a retained income at the beginning of the financial year. Right? So let's continue. Let's continue. So now we are looking for the buyback of shares. We are looking for the buyback. So let's check the buyback. So here, information D, we are told on 3rd June 2022, 85,000 shares were purchased at £2 above the average price. Now, what you need to know is this. When it comes to the buyback, the amount that you take to the retained income, it is that portion that is above the average share price. Okay? Meaning that when the company is buying back the shares back, so when they are buying back those shares back, what they do is they record the average share price of the buyback to the ordinary share capital, and then the amount that is above Because whenever they are buying back the shares, they buy back the shares above the average share price. So meaning that that amount that is above the average share price, it is the one that is going to go to the retained income note. So meaning that it is this 2 rand. So 85,000 times 2 rand. 85,000 times 2 rand. So it's going to be 170,000. Right? So let's continue. Then you're saying interim dividends of 12% per share paid. But before we continue, note this. They said these shares that you repurchase, they do not qualify for the dividends. Meaning that when we are calculating the dividends, we will not include these shares of 85,000. So you said the interim it is 12% per share. Okay? So the shares at the beginning of the year, they are 1,190,000. And then we bought back the shares of 85,000. So 1,190,000 minus 85,000. That is going to be 1,105,000. So this means that when we are calculating the interim dividends, we are going to calculate the interim dividends from these shares, because the additional shares, they happened after the interim dividends. So we're going to use this amount for the interim dividends. 1,105,000 multiplied by 12%. One million, then 5,000 multiplied by 12%. That is going to be 132,600. Right? So now we can just add these two so that we can get the dividends. So the dividends, they're going to be 132,600 plus 207 and 70. That is going to be 339,670. Right? So then now we can find the retained income at the end. Now we can find the retained income at the end. So we're going to say 294,000 plus 784,000 minus 170,000 buyback minus the dividends. So that is going to be 568,310. So this is the retained income at the end of the financial year.